Hi, this is Monty from Mopar Vehicles, and here's another one of our detailed vehicle appraisals on a car that we've just had come in. Now this is our Toyota IQ, it's our 1 litre vvt-i, 2012, you can probably see on the registration number, and this particular car has covered 56,500 miles. 4 services that have been completed, and we'll be doing one very shortly, like a full service. So I'm going to briefly walk around the car and then give you a more detailed view very shortly. Now, the reasons we tend to do these videos, it's all about trust, honesty, integrity. So whether you're 3 miles away or 300 miles away, the car should be as I've described it. Now, we are all human, we might make a mistake here and there, but it's not intentional. You know, please read some of my reviews on Auto Trader. You know, they're all 5-star at the moment. I'm sure I'm going to get a bad review somewhere along the line, but we try and do our very best. Now, we've got 2 fully working remotes with this particular car, and as I mentioned, it's got 4 services that are done, I think 3 main dealer, 1 done elsewhere, and we will be fully servicing this vehicle as well when it leaves here. Now, it will go to our prep guys. I mentioned about the full service. It's going to have a couple of other bits and pieces done, but mainly just a couple of stone chips that need to be touched up. Now, we would normally do this already. But we've had quite a few emails, phone calls about the car because we advertised it with no pictures, hence the reason we're doing this before we've done any touch-ups, things like that. Anyway, so please feel free to do any checks that you need to do on the car. The MOT was done by its previous owner. There's no advisories on the MOT whatsoever. The only thing we've just recently done when we got the car in, we just noticed on the front tyres, they were just starting to wear a little bit unevenly on the sort of inner edge, so we changed the front tyres. So the front tyres are brand spanking new on the car. All right, now the wheels that are on this particular car are not standard. Someone's fitted them at another time. That it looks, I'm not too sure if you can probably pick it up, but it looks like, you know, some people have, might think they're wheel trims. They're not wheel trims, they're actually alloy wheels, and they're sort of a satin black alloy wheel. The little silver bits that you can see, they're just like a split rim design on the outside, but it does look really, really funky on the car, especially with the white and the black accents on the vehicle. Okay, now I think I mentioned these videos tend to take about 8 to 10 minutes long. Do apologise, I'm not here to try and bore you, but I just want to be as honest as I possibly can on a car. I don't want to waste your time as much as wasting my time as well. For you to come down and have a look at a car that isn't as described. Okay, now we'll tend to start off on the driver's side. Okay, we're going to start off, you can see the tyres, brand new tyres, and you can see they're alloy rims and they're a satin black finish. Now there's a couple of scuffs on the alloy wheels, but I managed to get them all touched up. There's probably one there that probably needs touching up again, but I'll get the guys to do that. Now I'll try and pan down the side of the car. Again, we're losing a bit of light. Unfortunately, this is about the 4th attempt I've had at doing a video. Now I am in a public park. You may see people walking their dogs past. Now I'm trying to see if you can try and pick up any reflections. Hopefully you can if I move this really slowly. Just to let you know, front wing, driver's door, rear wing, there's no dents, there's no great big gouges, things like that. There's a couple of little stone chips, but nothing major. You know, the car is now 6 years of age and it has covered 56,500 miles, so it's not going to be brand spanking new. All right, please don't expect a brand spanking new car when you come and have a look. I mean, again, why we do these videos, how many times, you know, potential customers, you know, you guys listening to me doing these videos have gone to have a look at a car and it's nowhere near as someone's described it. Happens a lot, I know. Right, all looks good around there. Now, alloy wheel. I think this alloy wheel is probably the only one that didn't have any marks on it at all. Again, you'll see some pictures of the tyres. Okay, door panels. Now, they have got a really funky interior. It's this kind of, it's bits of it are brown, some are cream, etc. But it's lovely. It is really nice. It does sort of mix it up a little bit. Now, I tend to sell a lot of smart cars as well. I do like smart cars. I spent quite a number of years working for Mercedes-Benz and Smart, and I've got to say, you know, I have got a soft spot for Smarts, but I do like the way these little cars tend to drive. I believe they drive a lot better than a smart car. So you've got this kind of black top to here. Now in this video it might look a bit greyish, but it's definitely black. And then you've got this kind of a sort of dark browny black sort of polka dots. Now in here you've got your cup holder, your auxiliary switch down there for your radio, 5-speed transmission, all your heater controls there. You've got air conditioning on this particular car, and then you've got your CD at the top. Now that round disc you can probably see over there, that's where the previous owner must have had a TomTom or a navigation unit sitting on there. Now steering wheel, you've got your controls for your radio, you've got your rev counter, speedo in there. Now that red light that you can see flashing is, or not flashing, that's illuminated, just to do with the doors being opened. You've got electric mirrors, all working fine. And then going back to the door again, you've got your central locking, and you've got your electric windows there as well. Okay, so let's scoot round the back. We're getting up to about 6 minutes now, so we want to try and get around this as quickly as possible. So a couple of little bits and pieces that we're going to put on here. There's a couple of little chips, one over here, and I think there was one up on the tailgate just about here. Now again, a lot of people do say I can be a bit overcritical, because if I zoomed back here and took a photograph, you wouldn't see any of that. All right, but these will be touched up. We're not painting anything, we are just going to touch them up. Now this car is a 4-seater. You can get a couple of, 2 people in the back, but mainly really children, unless you've got to really move quite forward in the seats if you're driving. Now, I should quickly show you in the boot. Now, apologies, as I mentioned, as it leaves here, it's going straight to our prep guys for them to do a complete service on the car. So apologies, we have got the oil just sitting in the back there. I wouldn't normally do that, but I didn't have anywhere else to leave it. Sorry. Okay, nothing cheap or anything like that. It's all Petronas oils. We don't go for any cheap products. Okay, so round the back here, on the back bumper, there's a little chip that will be touched up. Okay, now looking down the side of the car, hopefully you can try and pick up some reflections, but it's all really nice and straight. Again, there's no dents, there's no digs, nothing like that in the panel for the rear wing, the door, or the front wing itself. Show you the alloy wheels. Okay, you've got some, see the black alloy wheel. Now that centre cap there is a little bit sort of, not some of the black is coming off. I have ordered another set of these little centre caps. Hopefully they'll arrive very shortly. Okay, we'll go down the front in a second. I'll show you inside as well. Okay, now this side alloy wheel is probably the worst one. Again, I have touched all around the edges. It's the one that's closest to the curb. It's the one that tends to get a few scuffs on it, but they have all been touched up. All right, and now if I pan round, hopefully if I move the camera really slowly, you can try and pick up some reflections. It's quite hard with the pearlescent white. I didn't want to take a load of photos and videos when the sun was shining earlier, but I didn't think we were going to lose so much of the light. Right, show you inside. Again, door panels look great. There's no sort of digs in them, there's no bad staining, there's no ripping of anything. Show you passenger side. Again, I'll try and pan around so you can have a look at the seats. There's nothing, there's no kind of bad staining, there's no ripping, nothing like that at all. Okay. Now you have got 2 seats in the back. Again, because of the light's quite bad, you're not really going to pick up too much, but there is some pictures with it. Now, these tend to have a sort of privacy glass around the back here. This corner section, the back windows are tinted. So when I sort of go back a little bit, you can see there it looks like a privacy glass or limo black, etc. Okay, now we'll just sort of pan around the front of the car. Now, probably the worst bit about the car is always tends to be the front. That's the bit that gets all of the stone chips, etc. So there's a few stone chips along the lower edge of the front spoiler. They're along there. They're going to be all touched up. Okay, and then you've got a couple that are on the bonnet. You've got one over there, a couple here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a few little ones on the bonnet, nothing really to write home about, all right? So if I took photos from back here, you wouldn't see it. Most dealers don't want to do these videos because they don't want to tell you exactly what a car really looks like. Now, probably the worst bit is this corner here. Looks like it's had a little bit of a, so there's normally a line that comes down here. It looks like it's had a little bit of a tiny little nudge against something. But again, nothing major. When I give it to my prep guys, they're going to touch up as much as they possibly can, but it's not going to be brand new. Again, if I took a photograph there, you wouldn't know anything about that, but it's just along there. Just along there, where that line goes up, you just got a tiny little bit of a crease up there. All right, now we're not going to be painting bumpers, etc. It's one of those things, it's a 6-year-old car. I know you want a car to look brand spanking new, but for us, we find it's just more important to make sure the car is safe, mechanically sound as well. Hence, we're using quality parts for any of our service work. I've changed the tyres already because I knew that the inner edges of the tyres, by the time the car comes in for its next MOT, there'll be a fail or an advisory. But the other important thing is this car is now taxed. I will tend to use most of my cars for a good, 200, 300, 400 miles if it's not sold beforehand. And I want to be in a safe car as well. I want to make sure cars are well prepared before they go on to their next owner. All right, so thank you very much for your time. We're coming up to 12 minutes now, so I have gone on a bit too much. So if it's this particular car you're interested in or anything else at Mopar Vehicles, please don't hesitate to give me a call and I'll get back to you straight away. I'd like to thank you again for your time. Bye-bye.